everybody, Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today was a great day for buying. Picked myself up a bunch of titles, all of them which I was actually looking for. And what I mean by that is, as I mentioned a lot, I buy a lot of blind buys, meaning titles that I really know nothing about. Sometimes I've heard of them, a lot of times I haven't. Just titles that I come across in a store, look at the synopsis on the back and say, this looks interesting, I'll pick it up. That is a lot of the titles I buy. But every now and then, I come across a whole boatload of titles that are actually titles I want, whether it's something that I'm actually, a title I really wanted to see and I'm really looking forward to watching, and a title I really want to get, or maybe a title I have on VHS that I really want to replace with a DVD, or maybe it's something that's harder to find that I really want to come across. And today, came across, like I said, a whole bunch of titles that I was really looking forward. I went to two different stores, so let's take a look at what I got. The first store I saw that was at my local Barnes & Nobles, a store that I really don't frequent too often, simply because they really don't have many good deals going on. They'll have 50% off, but it's 50% off, $1,000 for a DVD you can get for $5 at Walmart. And it's ridiculous. Their prices are just way over the top. I heard if you have a membership, sometimes you get some good deals, but I don't really believe in paying for memberships unless you're really going to get something out of it. Personally, I don't think I'd be getting enough out of the membership to warrant having a membership. So I don't have one, obviously. And like I said, as far as deals go, I don't really see all that great deals going on there. The reason why I usually go in there is to check out their $5 section, because they actually do have a $5 DVD section. And a really good thing about their $5 section, they tend to have some decent titles in there. They don't really restock it too often, but every few months they'll get some new titles in. So every few months I would stop in. However, they just recently opened a Big Lots in the same shopping centers, so I've been hitting up Barnes & Nobles a lot more than I used to, which means I've been picking up some blind buys here and there, some $5 blind buys, some titles that I maybe again heard of or thought looked interesting, I just pick up for $5. But today, every title I got, something I've been looking for, very happy about that. And the first title I picked up was His Girl Friday, a movie that I really wanted to get because I just recently bought it on VHS, so I wanted to replace my VHS copy with a DVD copy. Very happy to find this. Unfortunately, this is a Good Times release, and paying $5 for a Good Times release seems a little weird. These are like the titles you would see for $1 at Walmart. Unfortunately, I haven't seen a Walmart carry $1 DVDs in a long time, which is definitely a shame. But for $5, figured I'd pick it up, replace my VHS copy. Then I grabbed Galaxy Quest, another title that I'm picking up to replace my VHS copy. Have not seen this movie in a good long while, so I'm definitely looking forward to watching it again. I do remember really enjoying it, but again, simply just picking it up to replace my VHS copy. The next title I picked up, I was very excited to come across. It's a title that I actually thought it was out of print. A lot of websites I see say it's out of print, it's no longer being made. However, on the back of this title, it does have a copyright of 2012, so I guess Anchor Bay is re-releasing it. Very, very happy about that, and that is Nuns On The Run. Another title that I'm simply grabbing to replace my VHS copy. But like I said, very happy to come across this because I thought, as of today anyway, I thought this movie was out of print. So to find it made me very happy. For $5, that was a great deal. Next I picked up Letters from Iwo Jima, a title that I just recently got on HD DVD, but I wanted to get myself a DVD copy as well because, as I've said, if I have a movie on a format that didn't make it, I like to get it on a format that did make it as well. I mean, whether that's VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, something like that, I really like to have a title on that format rather than have it on a dead format, just in case, my disc gets scratched, or maybe I have a hard time finding a player in the future. I'll probably never have a hard time finding a DVD player. So definitely want to pick myself up a DVD copy of this. I still have yet to see the movie. I hear great things. Definitely look forward to checking it out. Then I picked up The Great Gatsby, a movie that I wanted to get on DVD because I do have it on CED. So again, wanted to get myself a DVD copy as well. It's a title that I still have yet to watch, another title that I've heard really good things about, and another title that I'm looking forward to checking out. And the last title I picked up from Barnes & Nobles was Bye Birdie, a movie that I just recently picked up on Laserdisc. So once again, wanted to get myself a DVD copy to go along with my Laserdisc. I have not seen this one either. Definitely looking forward to checking it out. Love musicals. Should be a great watch. But like I said, I did stop at two stores today, and the second store I stopped at was at my local Goodwill. Unfortunately, they really didn't have much in the way of anything I wanted to pick up, but they did have one title that I definitely had to grab. Got this for $1.97, which is a great deal, and that was Life Aquatic. And this here is the Criterion Collection release. Very, very happy to come across this. This is another title that I do have on VHS, so getting this to replace my VHS copy. I have not seen this movie in a long, long time. I think I saw this when it first came out. I haven't seen it since, so really looking forward to checking it out again. I'm sure I'll love it just as much. So that's it for what I bought today. So now it's what I watched. And today, I made a mistake. A huge, huge, huge mistake. I don't know what I was thinking when I decided to watch these. Definitely something I should not have done. I really should have waited to check these out, but foolishly, I watched them anyway. And that was Magic Kingdom, Imagineering the Magic, and Disneyland Resort, Imagineering the Magic. Two fantastic documentaries about the Magic Kingdom and about Disneyland. And the reason why I say I made a mistake is because I am obsessed with Disney World. Not so much Disneyland. I've never been there. I really want to go someday, though, but definitely Disney World. You guys know, obviously, I'm obsessed with movies, love movies, spend pretty much all day hunting movies, buying movies, watching movies. But if there's one other thing in this world that I am obsessed with, it is Disney World. I talk about it all the time. I'm always talking to my wife about, when are we going next? When do we want to go? Trying to plan out trips and whatnot. I was actually trying to go in a few months, but unfortunately, my friend who I was going to go with, he couldn't go, so I'm not going to get to go this year. We plan on going next year, but I'm dying to go back. You guys remember I went in December, and about a week after I got back, I was all ready to get on the plane and head back to Disney World. I cannot get enough of it. I am so happy when I'm there. I'm the happiest there that I am anywhere. I'm just obsessed with Disney World. So watching these, as good as they are, it obviously gets me psyched to go. And knowing that I'm not going to get to go probably till not this September, but probably next September. I mean, over a year I have to wait to go to Disney World. It was stupid to watch these. But that being said, they are amazing documentaries. And unfortunately, you can only get these in the park. I think one of them, maybe the Magic Kingdom one, I think is available on like the Disney Parks website. I know they both aren't, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure it's the Magic Kingdom one that is available, or at least it was. But besides that, the only other place you can get these is actually in the parks. And I recommend picking these up. If you go to the park, get them. They have prices on it. They're both $24.95 in the park, which is a little bit much. I know you're thinking $25 for one documentary. That's a lot. And these aren't super long either. So it does seem like a lot of money, but it's worth it, seeing as these are only available in the park and they are really good documentaries. I would say if you're going to go to the park, splurge and pick them up. It's definitely worth it. I actually got both of these at the Magic Kingdom. I'm not sure if they're both available in Disneyland or not, but I can tell you they are both available at the Magic Kingdom. So again, definitely highly, highly recommend these. The Magic Kingdom one, it's great. It tells you about the story of the Magic Kingdom, how everything from building it to the underground tunnels to all the attractions, what went into building the attractions. Nothing really negative I can say about it. If I wanted to nitpick, I would say it could be longer. They could go into more detail. That, I would say, is the only downfall. I do not see a running time on here, unfortunately. It's not really all that... Oh, here we go. It's 100 minutes. So it's, an hour and a half, which is a good documentary length. But, this could be a 3-hour documentary, and I think that would be fantastic. It is 2 discs, so it comes with, obviously, the documentary. Also comes with Imagineering the Dream, Disney News Conference, Project Florida, which is pretty cool. It just shows a conference with Disney that he did once Disney World was announced. Roy Disney's dedication speech, Mickey Trivia Tour, that's nothing all that great, and Imagineering Art Gallery, that's also nothing all that great too. But there's a lot of good stuff in here. It's a great documentary. Definitely check this one out. As far as the Disneyland one goes, I'm not really all that familiar with Disneyland because I've never been there, don't know a ton about it. That's why I really like this. I got to learn a lot about, again, the process of what went into making Disney World and setting it up, and once again, all the rides. One thing about these, they do repeat some stuff. When they talk about, for instance, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride and stuff like that, they do use the same footage for both of these, so you can kind of tell they just sort of interviewed one person about the ride, and then they just mentioned it in both of these, as opposed to mentioning the one in Walt Disney World and the one in Disneyland, which I guess isn't a big deal because they are pretty much the same exact ride, so I can't really nitpick about that. When they did talk about things like the Haunted Mansion, because the Haunted Mansion in both in Disney World and Disneyland are different, they do talk about the one in Disneyland on the Disneyland one, the one in Disney World in the Disney World one, so that's good. They talk about the differences where it's needed. And I really enjoyed seeing the different attractions that are at Walt Disneyland as opposed to Walt Disney World. Really surprised to find out they got rid of the Country Bear Jamboree. I can't believe that. It's definitely still in Walt Disney World, not in Walt Disneyland anymore. I looked up some things online. Apparently they're talking about bringing it back. Hope they do, because I love the Country Bears. They're awesome. So why they would get rid of it, I don't know. So you do get the documentary on here, the Imagining the Magic of Walt Disneyland, but you also get Disney's California Adventure. It's a little documentary, probably only about a half hour long, maybe. It's not very long, but it does talk about basically kind of what went into building the Disney's California Adventure. I've never been there. What went into building that and the attractions there and everything that's going on there. Some new attractions that are coming. It talks about what is Imagineering. Again, another Mickey's Trivia Tour. Imagineering new attractions. That's when they talk about some new attractions that are coming. And Imagineers on Imagineering, which is just the Imagineers talking about what it is to them to be an Imagineer. So again, two fantastic documentaries. And even though they are $25 a piece, if you're going to the parks, bring $50 with you, because you should definitely pick these up. You will not be disappointed. They are great watches. And if you're like me, you'll be an idiot. You'll check them out and really want to go back to Disney World very badly. Definitely made a mistake checking these out. But again, they're so great. Definitely pick them up. Definitely check them out. So that's it for what I bought and what I watched today. Definitely very, very excited about the titles I got today. I just love a day where every single title I get is something I really wanted. No blind buys in there at all. Not that I have anything wrong with blind buys. I love picking up a title that I never heard of, watching it and falling in love with it. I love that very much. But I definitely like a day where I just pick up a whole bunch of stuff that I've actually been hunting for. That is great. And also watching those two, the Walt Disney World and Walt Disneyland documentaries, like I said, they're fantastic. They're great. They're very well done. I would highly recommend them. Like I said, they both could be a little bit longer. They could have gone more into depth on both of the documentaries. I personally feel I would have liked to have seen a 3-hour documentary as opposed to an hour-and-a-half documentary. But besides that, they're fantastic and a great watch. I made the mistake of checking them out. Now I really want to go back to Disneyland very, very badly, but whatever. Besides that, they're fantastic. Again, if you're going to the parks, bring $50 with you, pick them up. You'll be in love with them just as much as I am. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought, what I watch tomorrow. See ya.